caring grandma who, takes care of her grandkids, who's raised her own children. And if you actually go back and watch that clip that Virgo played of her on Dysfunctional Family, you will see a whole other story painted about her. I mean, and it's not an opinion. I mean, you're watching this stuff unfold. You're seeing it with your own eyes, and it's not pretty. The other angle she really, really likes to play is the damsel in distress, the kind of floozy. That one, attracts men, to come into her life. And like last night, she was like, "Oh, I'm not wearing a bra, guys. Is that bad?" Like I have a freaking clip of her doing that. And that's not like, "Oh my God, I'm so forgetful," or "Oh my God," or anything like that. That is what she does. She knows what she's doing. It's calculated. Just sit there and watch the woman. And anybody that comes in there thinking that she is just phenomenal and she's everything that she says she is, just give it a day or two and watch her mannerisms. Watch when somebody else comes in the room and she turns to them and is like real rude, and then comes back on the camera and is like, "I love you, chat. Oh my God, chat, taps and prayers," and blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that she does, it's all calculated. The other one is, the mother. She's a mom, and that's her scam too. She's just this mom and taking care of her family. Now one of her newest scams is she's a wife of a recovered addict. She's using that angle to appeal to the recovery community, to get their sympathy and to get more people, kind of on her side. She's rallying and campaigning constantly for people. Let's see. So yeah, you just got to really watch the emotional manipulation. I'm naturally a skeptic. I have a really, really huge heart, and I've gotten screwed a lot in my lifetime. So I've turned into a skeptic. So really, that's kind of the way you need to be on this app. Don't believe everybody for what they say. I have found people on here that I thought were just phenomenal, and then learned some things, and I'm like, oh my God, my intuition is off when it comes to this app. You have to be skeptical. You have to be cautious. She is a chronic victim. She has been a chronic victim. Penny Fair went over the timeline of, how long she's been doing this. This is not just something that she up and decided to do because TikTok, was available and she saw somebody else doing it. She's been doing this stuff for a very, very long time. So yeah, just watch her mannerisms. Let's see. Oh, and also another thing that people should really, really watch, and that's not just for her, it's for anybody that you think might be taking advantage of people. Watch the chat. Watch who she mutes. If people are coming in the chat, and they're nice and they have a question and just a normal question like, "Hey, do you have a job?" or anything like that. Watch her chat. She will get rid of those people quicker than you can blink. I mean, she is on it. So watch who she's muting. Watch the reasons why she's muting is so that those people, you can't get information off of those people. Like coming in like naive and being like, "Oh my God, this poor woman." She doesn't want you to see people being skeptical in the chat. So she's watching for that. She's watching for it. And now she has like 7 or 8 mods or however many she said. They're all watching for that. So just keep an eye on the chat. If you guys have any questions about whether or not there's, a person scamming or taking advantage, a few of us have been doing this for a little while. Sam, Penny Fairy, just reach out to us and somebody's going to have an answer for you. Somebody has seen them somewhere, has been watching them, and just reach out if you have questions and you don't get scammed. That's it.
100. Thank you. I remembered a point that I wanted to make after Penny Fairy had spoke. I forgot, and I remembered now. Listen, I'm 100% with Penny Fairy when he says, be careful who you're supporting on this app. And again, this is no dig whatsoever to Corey at all. I've spoken to her since. We've both apologized to each other. But that being said, if you're going to go hard for somebody, you need to know like what's going on with that person. Raising money for somebody on this app and you don't know the full back history of that person can very easily turn bad for you, in the sense that you're putting you're telling people it's okay, this person's cool. Next thing you know, things go sour. This person's been scamming, they're lying, whatever, they're taking advantage. And then that comes back 100% on you. That's your credibility. And I can tell you right now, I think that Penny Ferry and I are along the same line of thinking there. I'm not willing to put my credibility out there for a lot of people. There are people that I will back 100% on this app, but those are people that I've had a good, solid relationship with for over a year on this app. So just be very, very careful who you're going hard for at the end of the day, because things like this happen all the time.
Little suggestion for everybody. You want to learn more about her? Anyone? Well, I don't think I posted any videos on her, but most of us have videos on her. But look on anybody's platform at anti-scam and look through their videos. See if you find her. That'll help bring to light some of the stuff. Also, in the top, the search bar, type their name in there. Any video that somebody has made about that person and her, will pop up if they added her in the video, or if her name is mentioned. You'll see it. Be the judge of for yourself. Make your own decisions. Don't go by what we're saying here tonight. Obviously, everything that's being said tonight is not slander. It's words that's coming out her mouth. It's stuff that hundreds of people have seen her do. So, just open your eyes, look a little bit deeper in it. If it looks like a scam, 95% of the time, it is a scam. So go with your gut feeling.
Thank you. Christina, it's your turn. Christina?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Okay.
I don't want you to hear my washer. I want to talk about Violet's spending habits. Violet likes to spend money. I've went back and watched footage of Violet, and I've went back and watched her videos. And very rarely do you ever see Violet wear the same thing twice. Now, I know people like to have lots of clothes and stuff, but it appears that if you look at her videos, that she has a lot of shopping bags in the background, and she's always buying something new. She's often stopping. You'll see her sitting in the car for long periods of time. You see that she's got fancy waters. She's got fancy drinks. Like, if you couldn't pay the LASIK eye surgery, why are you spending that kind of money on those kind of things? Like, you could make tap water, put it in a water bottle, and take it with you. Also, looking back through her videos, they went on vacation last summer. Now, I don't know if that was before or after the car blew up. But either way, like, you have to pay your bills first. And then, if you want nice things and new clothes and that kind of stuff, then you pay for that. You buy that. But her priorities are all out of whack. And for her to say that he's the breadwinner, she said that on Valentine's Day she was going to divorce him. So if that was the case, what was her plan if she was going to divorce him? Of course, she said that he stated he was going to go to rehab, so they patched things up. And then we see on her birthday, which I believe was on the 19th of February, there's a video, and like they're out all day together. She's getting Dunkin'. They went to Dave and Buster's. She went to Sephora. She went later. They went to Jimmy John's. I mean, it was like this whole day of this shopping spree. But then you come on here and you say that you don't have money to pay your bills. Like, I don't like paying bills, but I was raised that you pay your bills first. And if you have anything left over, then you have fun. And I think she's got things totally backwards. And it's just, if you're sitting here enabling a person not to take responsibility and make the right choices with their finances and their money, that's a bad thing. And I think that that's what she's become accustomed to. This has become a way of life for her, to not take responsibility, to pay bills, and that, money's just for fun. And that's just not reality, folks.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. She's the reason that she's in this mess, 100%. And again, like I said, people need not feel sorry for her because she's the one making the decisions of where the money goes and ultimately or how much of it is brought in. So.
And apparently this is a pattern for her. Like he talked about, she had to move into this place for home repairs. She has been evicted before. I did find an eviction that she has been evicted from a property before for not paying her rent. You cannot continue to live this way, or you will be homeless, or you will be living out of your car. And because people are not going to continue to take care of you. You're an adult. And it's your responsibility to take care of yourself at the end of the day. Nobody owes you anything.
Let me just add, her sense of entitlement is ridiculous. When she was raising the money for that SUV here on TikTok, she literally one day got on live and said, I cannot believe I didn't get this money yet for this car. I deserve it. Everybody knows I deserve it. That statement alone will show you how much she feels she's entitled to everybody else's hard-earned money. While we are out there, some of us working 60, 70 hours a week, some of us working 2 jobs, some working 3 and going to school. This lady is sitting all day long on TikTok trying to get people to give her money. The other night when her and Corey got into it, she was literally on live for over 20 hours. She went from daylight to dark back into daylight again. That right there will show you that she cares about nothing but trying to get some money instead of bettering herself. I personally feel you reap what you sow, and tonight's live is definitely what she sowed for herself.
Absolutely. Virgo, you're up with Virgo, the resource queen, is up with some resources, I believe, that are available in her area or other options that she could have used besides coming to TikTok and begging people for their money. And then I appreciate your patience, Cass, Ryan, and Auburn. I obviously want to hear what you guys have to say when Virgo's done.
Sorry, my computer's being slow for a second. So I did some research, basically just the general state of Florida because I don't actually know exactly where she lives. And I didn't really care to go deep diving. So there are a couple different transportation programs in Georgia, that are actually like pretty amazing. There are Ways to Work transportation program. There's the Wheels to Work transportation program. There is the Benevolence program. There is a couple of these programs actually will help you buy a car if you have lost your job. Like some of these programs are pretty amazing. This New Leaf Services offers eligible individuals transportation, including a free car. People must be enrolled in the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TANF program. And be referred by placement staff or case managers. The agency will also fix up cars, provides maintenance, and sell them low cost rate to individuals making welfare to work transitions. I gave the phone number. Here's another one, Peach on Wheels program, St. Vincent de Paul, which is a church in Georgia, has free vouchers for transportation. needs, as well as has information on free car programs and giveaways. They cover the state, including Atlanta and other communities. The state of Georgia Environmental Facilities Authority administers the statewide Wheels to Work program. The state will help make automobiles available and affordable to those leaving welfare, the unemployed, and people who are trying to find or keep a job. Former and current welfare recipients will call the GEFA and be directed to a program manager in order to apply in the appropriate county. Those qualified for a free used car will purchase an automobile with no money down and 0% interest. So even the person that Violet was trying to help, if you want to get in touch with me, I can get you these resources. I know you were interested in getting a car. You were starting a GoFundMe. I can, if you want to send me a message, I can help you with all these resources, and there are more. Here are all the food resources in her state, the emergency food assistance, the SNAP. There are food banks and soup kitchens in your state. All the financial assistance resources, power assistance, again, Vincent DePaul financial assistance, Salvation Army, United Way. This is like energy assistance. She was asking for gas help or utility help. So this is for like each county, this chart here, heating.
Excuse me 1 second, Virgo.
Yeah.
Guys, we can see your comments. Please don't put caps in the comments. It's distracting.
Also,
Thank you.
please stop asking like where she's located. We're not doxing people. That was said at the beginning of the live. As far as states go, that's a different story. The people that are on live begging disclose what states they're in. But we don't need to go into anything more personal than that. Sorry, Virgo.
No, you're fine. Yeah. These are like cell phone and phone resources. Link Up Georgia, Lifeline assistance. And then I put some child care assistance in here. So Georgia Child Care Subsidy, eligibility requirements, and the Head Start locator. I know she may not qualify for those as she doesn't have custody of her grandchildren, but she could pass these along to her child so that they could get those assistance programs, as she wouldn't have to care for those children, which could free up her time to maybe get a job. And I see, I'm going to turn my camera off so I can just go ahead and freely talk here for a second. I see comments stating that she won't take these resources, and I realize that, people. This was simply to prove that there are resources available to her that she could have been using this whole time. And instead she has chose to ask all of us for our hard-earned money. Resources are available. They're out there. It takes time. It takes footwork. You have to go out there and get them and put the work in, but they're out there. The only resource that is difficult to find is housing resources. And every single day I get messages asking, can you help me with housing? Can you help me with housing? And that's one that if you're asking for that, I'm sending you a list of homeless shelters, because that's what I can do at this point. There's not a lot of housing resources in this country because we're in a housing crisis. But anything other than that, I mean, and I'll still gladly help you and I'll still look, but there are other resources available, and she doesn't want those resources. It's very clear that she wants to take the easy way out. I have a couple notes here that I wrote down because I didn't want to interrupt other people while they were speaking. Someone was talking about how she is reaching out to larger creators to get their attention and their help. I have another page called Virgo 2.0, and I have a video out of her, and this was early in the morning, and this was when she was arguing with RT Throwback Clapback, and she dropped her because she didn't like what she was saying. And there was a comment on here. I'm looking for it now, and maybe the person deleted the comment because I'm not seeing it now, but this was a huge creator who commented on my video, and now I'm not seeing it. Hold on one second. I was just looking for it and now I can't find it, but they were basically like, us big creators are so tired of like her messaging us. And this person had like almost 1 million followers and somehow saw my video. And I like was so surprised that they even saw my video. I barely have 1,000 followers on that page. I just hit 1,000. And I asked her if she had proof that Violet was reaching out. And maybe that's why she deleted her comment, because she didn't want to get in the drama. But yeah, they are probably tired of it. And I'm sure Violet's listening to all of this on a burner, or Violet, you have to, if this is what you want to do, if you want to be a content creator, you have to do that yourself. You can't ask for other creators' help. You have to go out there and you have to actually make content. If not, you're going to have to go out in this big world and you're going to have to get a job like the rest of us. So I think that's really all I have to say. So if some of the others want to chime in.
I appreciate you looking into all that stuff for us. Can we get the Kim Peters inappropriate name account out of here? Dennis, you're not welcome here either, so you can leave.
I blocked them. They're gone.
Thank you. And whoever shared it to him can go. Yeah, I appreciate that, Virgo. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, I know you guys might know her full name or her first name or her last name. Do not post it in the chat. You will be removed as well. We don't do that here. We don't dox no part of them. So for those of you that know, please keep it to yourself. We would greatly appreciate that.
100%. Cass, Ryan Ray, Auburn.
I'll go if you want me to.
Yeah, sure, please.
Well, when she first came back on, she had this story about how her husband was doing the drinking, and he was at a poker game the night before, and there was a woman at the poker game that has feelings for him, and that bothered her. Well, when he come home, he was drunk, and I guess she wanted to look through his phone when he fell asleep, and he had changed the pattern, for his password, and wiped his screen off where she couldn't see it. So when he woke up, he said he couldn't even remember what he changed it to. So he had to do a factory reset. Well, we all know when you do that, it erases everything in your phone. So I think she kind of used that for sympathy to just to throw it out there, because she's trying everything. This is what she does. And if that don't work and she sees she's not getting any attention from it, she'll move on to, anything else that'll make somebody feel sorry for her. And then she started talking about him. He's going to go to rehab and how he was mean to her, basically trying to do the DV thing that most of them do, and I guess it wasn't working. So then she went to her next little thing. So hold on a minute. Okay, so after that, what was the next thing she went to? The godly stuff she does, playing the Christian music in the background and acting like she's this innocent person that we all know she's not. I've seen a lot of scammers on here, and she's one of the worst, in my opinion, because she's a manipulator. She feeds off other people's trauma and anything that would bring in cash money. Like Blast said, her making all the GoFundMe's, which is typical with most of them. But what really gets me is when she heard about this live that was going to happen tonight, she all of a sudden picks this guy up off the side of the road, a complete stranger, and she's a woman and he's a man. Who does that with a child in the car, with your grandbaby in the car? So that right there should let everybody know that's somebody she knows, and it was all, they planned this out, what they were going to do.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but he's actually in the room, and I have video that there was no kid in that car.
So there wasn't a kid in the car?
Yeah, I slowed down my video where she turned the camera on Danny, and there was no kid.
Okay, was he in the back seat?
Yeah, he was sitting in the back passenger, and the child seat was right behind her. I saw it too. There was no child in that seat.
Why would he be in the back seat? I mean, you got to think about it. It's not making any sense. And she's like, "Oh, he don't have social media. I think his wife made him a Facebook." It's just one lie after another.
He could have been in the back seat with a knife. I mean,
okay, do you know that's really him? I mean,
sorry, I believe that she had dropped the kid off before they went to the interview thing. That's what I heard.
Okay. So here's another thing. Last night.
Hold on, Auburn, real quick. You just said something. She said that he doesn't have social media, but yet he's in here.
Right. So there you go.
So,
I mean, it's common sense, guys.
He created it last night.
Oh, okay.
He just said,
Yeah.
I could not sit up front. His name is Danny Boy with an exclamation point in the comments down, or in the chat.
Yeah, he made this account last night. His account last night.
All right, well, she was sitting in the bathroom last night, and her grandbabies was coming in there. You could hear them flushing the toilet and stuff. What the fuck, man? Who does that type of shit?
Language, sir, please.
I mean, what if accidentally the camera got turned or something? You know what I mean? Like, that is crazy to me. Like, she's willing to exploit them children, her husband, anybody she can, to manipulate people to give her cash money. She don't want resources at all. That's out of the question. You're blocked when you say something about resources. All she wants is your hard-earned cash. She wants you to go to work to give her money. And I know from experience, when you start giving these people money, it just makes it worse. They get an addiction to it. And they want more and more and more. And the more you give them, it's never enough. It's never good enough. All they want is your money. And she's willing to use her grandbabies. Like, who is her daughter? Has anybody spoke to her daughter? Like, I mean, of course she's going to say something like, why are you, putting my kids on there, Mom? They was on that talk show in the past. Is that the same daughter that has the kids that she watches?
Someone in the comments said that they have spoken to her, but I'll talk to them and get it.
Well, I mean, her daughter's got to understand. If she doesn't have any money, she's got to be like, look, I can't watch your kids during the week. I have to get me a job and support myself because you're not paying me to watch your kids. Oh, the other thing that she used, her daughter's pipes to get fixed, which was a couple $1,000s. It's crazy the way she jumps from one thing to the next just to try to fill people out to see who's dumb enough to send her money. And there are some stupid ass people on here. There really is. Really gullible people on here. And a lot of them are older people that are on a fixed income. I've seen it for myself. And they'll tell them in the chat, hey, I can't help you today, but I get my check on the 3rd. And they'll give them, there's people on here that's giving them everything they got and couldn't pay their rent, couldn't pay their power bill. It's crazy. It makes absolutely no sense. And she'll take it. She don't care. She don't care if you can't pay your rent. She'll take it. If you said, hey, all I got is $100 for the rest of the month and it's the 15th and you got a half a month to go, she'll say, all right, here's my Cash App. That's what type of person she is. And as far as her saying people hate her and stuff, nobody hates anybody. This is about you taking advantage of people. You're taking advantage of people that don't even have anything to give you. And that's what's sick about her. But using the kids is beyond me. Anybody that comes on here and puts their kids or their grandkids or whatever, puts children on here to manipulate people to send money that feel sorry for them kids, that's a sick individual right there. But there's a lot of them on here. And why she sits in the bathroom, I have no idea. I guess because somebody else has got to be in that house. I'm pretty sure. Because who's watching them kids while she's sitting in there, clicking on that phone and talking about she ain't got a bra on, and she'll start wearing them low-cut shirts soon. You just watch. That's what she does because she's trying to get the men in there to make them think they got a relationship with her, or they got a shot at her, and they'll start throwing money at her, and then it'll never end. Like Bald Guy, whoever that guy is, she's like, Bald Guy came in here to support me. Like, whatever, man. I should have wrote some notes down because there's a lot of stuff I can't even think about. I don't know. You can't give people money on here because you're just making a situation worse. Just like she got the SUV and she automatically knew that she could come back to TikTok and make more money. She tried the selling the stuff they sell on here or whatever. She tried doing that. Well, I guess that item sold out and she wasn't making no money off of it. I don't know if people were buying it or not, but she's going to use anything she can to manipulate people to give her money, and it's usually the people that aren't in the position to give her money, and that's what really makes me mad about any scammer on here, is they take from people that don't have anything. It could be your grandmother, my grandmother, and to say, oh, they should have knew better. That's not the way it works, because we all know we got people in our family that have good hearts, that'll give you the shirt off their back, that don't want to see nobody. My grandmother would always say, I can't watch nobody go hungry, because I went hungry. And I know what it feels like to go hungry and having to watch people eat around me and stuff like that. So, with the older generation, they're just so quick to give it. And she'll take it is what's sad about it. But nobody hates her. This ain't about hating somebody. This is about letting people know that you're on here taking advantage of them. And you'll do or say anything to get money, and then you'll disappear again and come back. And
I'll squeeze it.